Greetings, everyone. Today we're going to talk about healing the skin microbiome with prebiotics. Here is one article with the title, The Gut Microbiome as a Major Regulator of the Gut-Skin Axis. Through complex immune mechanisms, the influence of the gut microbiome extends to involve distant organ systems, including the skin. With intentional modulation of the microbiome, probiotics, prebiotics, and synbiotics have proven beneficial in the prevention and/or treatment of inflammatory skin diseases such as acne vulgaris, atopic dermatitis, and psoriasis. So if you follow the gut health arena at all, you understand that the gut microbiome it does extend to these distant organism systems, as the article says. There is a gut skin axis, there is a gut brain axis, there is a gut lung axis. Essentially, name an organ system, name a disease state, and likely there is a small to significant impact on each of those from the gut microbiome. And here is a graph of what it looks like. If your gut microbiome is healthy, your skin is in homeostasis or allostasis. If it is unhealthy, your skin microbiome is in dyshomeostasis, which again causes problems which are very common in teens and adults and children in some cases. Psoriasis, atopic dermatitis, acne, eczema, that sort of thing. Here is a blog article on the Layer Origin website, Clear Skin with Prebiotics, Not Probiotics, from August of last year. I'm not going to read it all. You can hop on their blog area and read it yourself. I'm just going to cover the main points. Prebiotics, again, not probiotics, prebiotics, which HMO from Layer Origin is a prebiotic, promotes healthy skin microbiome, reduces inflammation, improves skin barrier function, reduces symptoms of atopic dermatitis. Obviously, if you're reducing and helping the skin overall, these sorts of things will have a good result. Reducing symptoms of acne, improving wound healing, reducing photo damage, and enhancing skin hydration. And that is from consuming various types of prebiotics. Now, in reference to the skin microbiome, this is a little bit more recent language is being used, but I see it increasingly, a term called leaky skin. We've heard of leaky gut. We understand that the gut can be semi-permeable and allow toxins and other things through the colon into the bloodstream. Well, skin can also be leaky in a similar way. Human skin forms a protective barrier that limits external invasion, but also provides a natural habitat for a multitude of microbes, bacteria, fungi, viruses, those all make up the skin microbiome, just as they make up the gut microbiome, called the skin microbiota. When it's damaged or out of homeostasis, it's no longer able to function as designed. So similar to what we've already been saying. And here's just one other article that I'm seeing increasingly. The question is leaky gut, leaky skin, or both. And I think if you have skin issues, it's probably, in my opinion, I'm not a dermatologist, it's probably some of both. Now, interestingly, I just learned this recently, that there's a company that can test your skin microbiome. I was not aware of this until somebody sent me, this is their results, and they have given me permission to use them in this video. And you see there 67 and 33%. So essentially 100% of this person's skin microbiome is made up of Cutibacterium acnes and actually two different strains of Cutibacterium acnes. Now, Cutibacterium acnes, you might reason, probably causes acne. And it certainly does, but in smaller amounts, the average person probably never have zero Cutibacterium acnes on their skin. And just like in the gut microbiome, there are some commensal species that sometimes can be beneficial or at worst neutral. So to have C. acnes on your skin at a lower level, even, let's say about 10% or so, doesn't necessarily cause acne. So that is not necessarily the issue. But also, like in the gut microbiome, if you have some of those commensal bacteria, some of them can be more pathogenic and cause problems in higher amounts. Well, if essentially 100% of your skin is contained with C. acnes, you're probably going to have some issues there. I want to highlight Staphylococcus epidermidis, S. epidermidis is a bacterium that is prevalent in normal skin and helps to control the harmful bacteria on the skin. And this, again, is sort of like the gut microbiome. I keep drawing analogies to that because the best way, generally speaking, to get rid of the bad guys, the bad bacteria, is to increase the good bacteria. Easier said than done, of course, but that is a major way to do that. I've seen it time and time again work itself out in the gut microbiome. So one of the things you want to do is increase bacteria like S. epidermidis. Here's a article, S. epidermidis, a potential new player in the physiopathology of acne, ? And they go on to say, yes, it's true. Dysbiosis in acne patients is associated with a decreased number of S. epidermidis and an overcolonization by selected C. acnes phyllotypes. So it's exactly the pattern that we saw in that person's skin microbiome test. So there is, whether or not there's acne with this individual, there is no doubt a dysbiosis happening in the skin microbiome. So here's a different way of working on this issue. We're talking about consuming the blog article, etc. All that is talking about consuming prebiotics. This is now talking about topical prebiotics. Topical prebiotics and microbiome metabolites, a systemic review of the effects of altering the skin microbiome in atopic dermatitis. And conclusion from that research was current literature suggests that topical prebiotics hold promise in atopic dermatitis as they may beneficially modify the skin microbiome, which can lead to improvements in AD. Metabolites of the skin microbiome demonstrated anti-inflammatory effects that may provide a novel target for AD treatment. So again, this is in whatever form you're able to do so, to have some prebiotics applied topically to your skin. That would, of course, involve the face, but you could put it anywhere on your skin. Here is another study. This is the prebiotic effect of inulin. Inulin is a well-known, very common, very inexpensive prebiotic, and this is a 5% solution on the skin, placed upon the skin. And you see the results. E. coli, the 5% inulin group is in the black, and the control that doesn't have inulin is in the gray. And you see E. coli is significantly reduced. C. striatum is also greatly reduced. Staph aureus greatly reduced. And then a positive benefit, Staphylococcus epidermidis, is actually increased. So this is only using inulin. So I, over the past year, have attempted to make my own prebiotic gel. And here is my basic recipe. These are not precise amounts, but pretty close. I use 2% hyaluronic acid in various molecular weights. And if you've done any research on skin at all, you know that hyaluronic acid is in all of the sort of top cosmetics, face serums, that sort of thing. Hyaluronic acid is what makes up the fluid, the synovial fluid in your joint. So it's extremely water retaining sort of compound. And in a right combination of molecular weights, it will form a gel-like final product, which is why I call this a prebiotic gel in my case. I also add 2% HMO from Layer Origin, and that's only 1 scoop in 100 grams of water, so you don't need to use a lot of it. I also have added 2% beta-glucan, and beta-glucan does a couple things. One, it is at least as moisture retaining as hyaluronic acid, and again, hyaluronic acid itself is off the charts for moisture retention. Beta-glucan actually beats it out slightly. So added that to increase moisture retention, but also beta-glucan all by itself without any of these other ingredients can help heal eczema. In fact, I gave a reduced solution, a weaker solution of this to someone I know that had a small, about a 1-year-old infant that had some eczema, applied it once, and the eczema disappeared. Now, that is not to say that's not medical advice. That's one example, but you can find literature that talks about beta-glucan, greatly reducing eczema. And then, of course, you need a preservative in there. I use Liquid Germal Plus, and I've tried some other natural preservatives, and I actually had some things growing in there, which is a really bad sign. And Liquid Germal Plus keeps those pathogens out of the solution. So you can also look up how to make a hyaluronic acid solution on YouTube. So I'm not going to go into any more details than that. But just to summarize, we're talking about healing the skin microbiome with prebiotics. And I would recommend, from my experience, both taking prebiotics like HMO from Layer Origin and I've taken inulin. I've taken 6 different prebiotics over the past 3 or 4 years, and I've seen benefit from all of them. But HMO, and I've got multiple videos on the YouTube channel, Layer Origins YouTube channel, which demonstrate this, has had by far the most significant influence. And now, so I would suggest that you take prebiotics internally and also consider using them topically as well. So I hope this has been helpful, and thanks for listening.